Welcome back to Sip and Talk.
Hey everyone, great to be here.
Ready to jump into it today? Feeling energized?
Absolutely. Lots to cover. Should be interesting.
Okay, so today we're really diving into the latest on tariffs, figuring out what's actually going on with the market.
Yeah, and especially focusing on those Trump tariffs, where might they actually land for somewhere like Taiwan? That's a big question for a lot of folks.
Exactly. And we've even got a pretty bold prediction from our friend Mickey, with his macro background. Always has some interesting takes.
Right. And then we're going to switch gears completely to tech, specifically AI glasses.
Oh, yeah, the face computers. Who's buying them and maybe why Apple seems a little behind the curve here.
Mm-hmm. So it should be a pretty lively chat, easy to follow, hopefully giving you the key stuff without making your head spin.
Perfect. Let's get into it then. Tariffs first.
Let's do it. Kicking off with tariffs. Because honestly, they're just always there, aren't they? This whole conflict, it's still a major headline.
You'd think, constant trade war talk would tank the markets.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is stocks have actually been, going up.
Yeah. It's like this blunted bad news effect. Maybe the market's just used to it or priced it in already.
Could be. It seems like the real focus now isn't just the tariffs themselves, but like how long they'll stick around. Will they get extended past August 1st? That seems to be the big question mark.
Definitely a wait-and-see situation. And the Federal Reserve, they seem to be playing it super cautious.
Holding off on rate cuts, right? They want to see the full inflation impact first.
Exactly. It's a tricky balance for them. How long can you really afford to wait when inflation might be ticking up because of this stuff?
And there's this other thing, maybe less obvious, the inventory issue.
Oh, right. Companies basically went on a shopping spree, stockpiling goods to dodge the tariffs.
Yeah, which, could ironically lead to this huge oversupply, a glut of products later this year.
So the real bite from these tariffs, we might not even feel it for, months? Like a delayed economic punch?
Exactly. A delayed reaction. So while some effects are delayed, other places are feeling it right now.
Right. Let's talk about the countries getting hit directly and how they're responding. Brazil, for instance, they got slapped with a huge 50% tariff.
50%? Wow. That's not subtle. Yeah. And the politics are kind of wild too, right? Wasn't there a personal letter involved?
Yeah, apparently a letter straight to President Lula, basically linking trade stuff to domestic politics here. Pretty direct.
Talk about sending a message.
For sure. But Brazil's in a unique spot. They actually run a trade surplus with the U.S., and they have their own high tariffs already.
So Lula knows this game. How might they retaliate then? What's the speculation?
Well, the chatter is about coffee, restricting coffee exports.
Ooh, that could hit us right in the morning routine. Brazil's a huge coffee supplier for the U.S., right?
Massive. So yeah, your latte could get pricier. And interestingly, politically, Lula taking a tough stance against the U.S. actually played well at home. His approval ratings went up.
Shows how politics and economics get tangled. Okay, what about allies, Japan and South Korea?
They're facing these reciprocal tariffs, about 25%.
25% for allies. Mm-hmm. Still pretty steep. And Japan's leader, Ishiba Shigeru, he's not backing down, is he?
Not at all. He's basically said, nope, not lowering our farm tariffs. And he wants the U.S. to lower tariffs on Japanese cars.
So basically a standoff.
Total stalemate. Neither side is blinking.
Which I guess brings us to Taiwan. They seem to be doing better.
Yeah, so far so good, relatively speaking. They weren't on that first tariff list, and their government sounds pretty positive about the talks. Progressing smoothly, they say.
Okay, why though? What are analysts saying? Why Taiwan and not, say, Japan or South Korea getting the same treatment?
The thinking is Taiwan might have already met some kind of baseline expectation from the U.S. side. Less contentious, maybe?
Okay.
But even with smooth talks, analysts are still predicting, maybe a 21% tariff rate for Taiwan eventually.
So, not zero, but still better than the 25% Japan and South Korea are looking at. More competitive.
Exactly. And Mickey, our macro guy, he actually put out a prediction in his Korea vlog, I think. He's even more optimistic. Thinks it could be maybe as low as 18%.
18%? Okay, that is optimistic. We'll definitely have to watch how that plays out. All right, let's shift gears. Let's talk about AI glasses, stuff you wear on your face.
Right.
Beyond the, super techie early adopters. Who actually wants these things?
Well, it's actually a wider group than you might think. You've got the tech enthusiasts, sure. They love the AI, the augmented reality, like Google's Android XR doing real-time translation. That's their jam.
Okay, makes sense.
But then there's the fashion crowd, people who see these as like a style accessory first. Meta's partnership with Ray-Ban is huge here.
So Ray-Ban Meta glasses. Yeah, I've seen those. They look like Ray-Bans.
Exactly. They've sold over 2 million pairs. That's not just tech people buying them, it's fashion.
Okay, fair enough. Who else?
Then you have professional users. Think doctors doing remote consults or logistics workers getting info hands-free, even helping visually impaired folks.
Hands-free info, I can see that. And fitness.
Yep, fitness fans too. Glasses tracking heart rate like the Ingo 2, plus, general stuff like navigation for travel, AR museum guides. It's pretty broad.
So a lot of potential uses, actually, which means, obviously, a big tech fight is brewing.
Oh, yeah. Meta, Google, Apple, all vying for that spot on your nose.
Let's start with Meta. Their big advantage is social media, right?
Totally. Deep ties to Instagram, Facebook. You can just, tell your glasses to take a picture or video and share it. Voice control, super easy for social users.
Convenient. And that Luxottica partnership.
Brilliant move. It gives them instant access to fashion brands, Ray-Ban, Oakley, Prada, and a massive sales network. You go get your regular glasses, maybe walk out with smart ones.
That's a huge built-in advantage, like a distribution moat, as they say.
Exactly. And they're aiming high 10 million units by 2026. They're serious about making this mainstream and fashionable.
Okay, so Meta's angle is social plus fashion. What about Google?
Google's coming back strong with Android XR, and their play is all about AI power. Their Gemini AI, it can do instant translation, AR navigation, take photos, all without needing your phone nearby.
Oh, phone free. That's a big deal for some things, like traveling light.
Definitely. So think powerful tech functions. They're working with brands like Xreal, Gentle Monster 2.
So it's kind of like Meta for social ease, Google for hardcore AI features.
That's a good way to put it. Depends what you value more, the social integration or the raw tech power.
Which leaves Apple. They're coming later, right?
Yeah.
Late 2026.
Yeah, that's the expectation. And Apple, they'll lean heavily on their brand loyalty and that seamless ecosystem.
iPhone integration, focus mode syncing, probably great hardware quality cameras.
For sure. Planned features sound good. Siri integration, visual intelligence stuff, calls, music, all the Apple polish.
But there's always a but.
There is a big BUT, and it's AI. Specifically, Siri.
Still lagging behind.
Yeah. Pretty significantly behind Google's Gemini and Meta's AI, especially in just understanding natural language and embedding commands, which, for glasses you talk to, is kind of important.
Yeah, that seems like a core function. Why are they behind? Didn't one analyst have a theory?
Yeah, the observation was Apple's maybe being overly financially disciplined, not making those massive, potentially risky investments in GPUs, AI talent acquisitions that others are.
So they're counting on slick hardware and the ecosystem to make up for a weaker AI.
Seems like it. They really need to boost their AI game, though, if they want to compete head-to-head in this space. It's a big question mark how far brand loyalty carries them if the core AI isn't quite there.
Interesting challenge for Apple. And speaking of AI getting better.
Right. It connects to the broader AI landscape, like Elon Musk's XAI and their new Grok 4 model.
Grok 4. Heard about that. Sounds like it's doing pretty well on tests.
Remarkably well. It's topping leaderboards like that artificial analysis benchmark, beating Gemini 2.5 Pro and OpenAI's latest.
And that really tough reasoning test? RRCA, AGI-2.
Yeah, solved like 16.2% of the problems, which sounds low, but apparently it's a huge leap, like a grade level difference compared to others. It even aced things like the GRE and SAT exams it hadn't seen before.
Wow. Okay, so the AI itself is getting incredibly powerful.
But the business side is still tricky. It's great for making things more efficient, but how do companies actually use models like Grok 4 to make more money, to drive revenue growth? That's still kind of fuzzy.
So the amazing tech is there, but the killer business app, maybe not quite yet.
Exactly, which might mean slower adoption in some areas, and maybe those huge AI investments take longer to pay off than some people hope.
Lots to think about there. So bringing it all back, what hits us first? Higher coffee prices from tariffs or AI glasses translating the menu?
It's a good question. It really feels like these big trade shifts and tech leaps are converging, changing things in ways we don't fully see yet, right down to our daily habits.
Definitely a lot changing. Fast.
Yeah.
Well, that's about all the time we have for this Sip and Talk. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Yeah, really appreciate you joining us as we try to unpack all this.
If you enjoyed it, please do subscribe to Sip and Talk wherever you listen.
And hey, quick shout out to our old friend Mickey. Check out his YouTube channel, Mickytolife.
Oh, yeah. He just dropped a new Korean travel and food vlog. Go watch it. It's got memes, music, wine, travel. Lots of fun stuff.
Definitely worth a look.
All right, thanks again, everyone, for listening.
Catch you next time.